Think landscaping. We design, we plan, we transform your gardens, your compounds, your outside spaces. We beautify them. Now, for your information, call them on those numbers that are onto the screen and you'll thank me later, guys. Just call those numbers or WhatsApp them and you'll thank me later. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? I know you're watching us from my go by the names of Rokani David. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. So, Think Landscaping has brought you this video and we're obviously going to be moving with them for some time, and then later we will obviously see whether you guys will give them business. Remember, the best way you can give back to the Rokani Media Football is by obviously going ahead to support our sponsors. And one of our sponsors is Think Landscaping. You understand? So, thank you very much for obviously watching through. And I think you've seen the numbers. Now, Arsenal told Sandro Tonali price. One, lead story. Secondly, we are going to be discussing about Pep Guardiola, discussing Bernardo Silva's interest in Barcelona. Then lastly, there is Marquinhos. He has gone ahead to express his stay at PSG. So, smash the like button, comment and share. And if you're already watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as don't miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Guys, Arsenal and Sandro Tonali are really working onto this deal. And Arsenal priority midfielder, he is Sandro Tonali. Sandro Tonali is an Italian player who has gone ahead to obviously put in a very huge shift in the Premier League ever since he came from AC Milan, I think for 70 million euros, if I'm not mistaken. Coming in through at a club known as Newcastle. He has played there for 2-3 seasons and he has proven to be one of the best midfielders in the Premier League and in the world. And a lot of teams are really interested in him. And every team that is interested in him has been asking, what is his price? You know? Because it's been speculative. But Gazzetta dello Sport from Italy have come up and obviously told us the following about Sandro Tonali, and the price has been fully revealed. They've told us that Newcastle are asking for 115 million euros, that is 100 million pounds, to part with the former AC Milan midfielder this summer. Arsenal, Man City, and Man United are all ready to meet the demands of the Magpies. So, Arsenal, Manchester United and Man City have been told the price of Sandro Tonali, 100 million pounds. That is 115 million euros, meaning that Newcastle will be making a profit of 45 million euros. That is a very huge profit from a player known as Sandro Tonali. Tonali is one of those players that has gone ahead obviously coming through and put in a very huge shift in the Premier League. Arsenal likes the player. Let's talk about the price. Now, 100 million pounds for me is really a good price for Sandro Tonali because no one is obviously going to doubt. That's why they're telling you that Manchester United, Arsenal, and Man City are all willing to pay the price. You understand? Not the Elliot Anderson shit that is being spread all over, that they should obviously come up and obviously see close to 120 million pounds paid for Elliot Anderson, because for your information, Sandro Tonali is far much a better player than Elliot Anderson. That is it. And Elliot Anderson is having that English tax. And to show you that these clubs are really very, 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 they are very, very, very sold to an idea of Elliot not being able to cost that amount of money. They have said it's okay for Sandro Tonali. Elliot Anderson, Norway. They value him for £80 million. And for Sandro Tonali, no one has gone ahead to say that he's not worth £100 million. I tell you, he is a £100 million player. That is it. And what he brings, what he comes with, obviously speaks volumes, because the midfield of Arsenal lacks a player of the quality of Sandro Tonali. That is it. And he expresses himself on the ball a lot. And Arsenal paying £100 million for the second time in their history, I think won't really come up with consequences in there for you. But I tell you, it is one of those deals that they have to make. That is it. I support Man United, and I've always come in here and really said that if I'm to buy a player known as Elliot Anderson, £80 million. Sandro Tonali, 100, looks good on him because of what he has gone ahead to do. You know, playing for Nottingham Forest doesn't necessarily make you a £100 million player for 2 seasons. You understand? Why Declan Rice costed £105 million? Because he had been consistent at West Ham for some time and went ahead to obviously win them a UEFA Conference League, their first tournament that they went ahead to win. So when you add all those dots and obviously put them up on the one player known as Declan Rice, there is no way Arsenal couldn't cough 105. You understand? And he had that mentality of winning. But Elliot Anderson, £120 million, I don't agree with it. Now, the battle remains amongst these clubs, who will obviously convince the guy to come in through and obviously do the needful. That is where it's obviously going to be getting tough and tough and tougher. You understand? So, Arsenal, Man City and Man United are really willing to pay £100 million for Sandro Tonali. Can Newcastle use this? Can Newcastle use this to obviously create what we call a bidding war amongst these clubs that are interested in the player? Can they really do so? All that and more into the comment section below about Sandro Tonali. His price has been finally told to us. Now, Pep Guardiola, he's in Barcelona, and after really hanging up his boots as a manager of Man City, he has said Bernardo Silva's potential move to Barca, he was asked, and said Bernardo would adapt to any team, he's too good. So, this has left Barcelona fans very agitated about it, because they thought that it would have gone ahead to be a yes, that Barcelona should take him, but it was like, he can adapt to any club. That is it, because he's that good. And Barcelona inclusive. So, with the years he's going to spend at City, I don't think that he spent the years he's going to have to spend at City, he has never spent them at any club. He came in through at Barcelona in 2009, and I think around what is it called? Around 2010, 2011, he had left. That is it. And that's the man you're talking about. That is Pep Guardiola. So for Bernardo, his future is yet to be decided, as Real Madrid is going to have to join the queue of clubs that really want to sign Bernardo Silva. You understand? So, obviously, he can play at any club, and he is that good. Now, let's obviously get to the last story. Fabrice Hawkins from RMC has come up and told us that Marquinhos has expressed his desire to stay at PSG for the 2026-2027 season. PSG would like to sign a centre-back capable of also playing as left-back this summer, even if the Brazilian's desire is to stay at the club beyond the window. So, Marquinhos wants to stay at PSG, and PSG acting like they're looking at replacement for with a guy. But I want to let you know that Marquinhos, with the experience, I think they need to obviously keep him around to see to it that he really does the needful. He believes one more season at PSG will help him really do wonders. Rokani David is my name. Your reactions to these are welcome in the comment section below. We are powered by, it's called Think Landscaping. That is it. I sign out for now. See you later, and we love you. Bye bye.